How's it going, guys? How's it going? As always, thank you very much for tuning in and taking the time to, just see my journey in powerlifting. Today, I'll be taking you through day two of my off-season program at the moment. What you're seeing here is just some of the exercises that I do, um, that my physio rather prescribes to me. Still on that journey to not only just be a strong powerlifter, but a very strong human being as well. So definitely need to focus on that side, not only just the lifting. Then we move on to the actual off-season plan. We have here the 1.5 SSB squats. So I say 1.5, just meaning 1.5 reps. So as you see, I'm going all the way down, coming up halfway down, and then all the way up. So that's 1 rep instead of counting as 2. And this was my first set of 5 with minimal breaks in between. So I was doing this in what we call an EMOM fashion, so on the minute, every minute. So however long it takes me to complete each set, for the remaining time, I then have that rest before I go again. And today in particular, I was challenging me quite a bit, to be fair. Um, the weight was fine, as you can see. Like every set was done with good form, and I feel like the consistency, or rather, I know rather than I feel, the consistency was really good every set because I always just have a peak at however much time I got left, and it all stayed in around like 45 to 35 seconds, give or take, on each set. So I knew that in terms of the amount of work that I was doing, I was getting it done consistently every set. And that's another way that I actually like to see how well I've done, how well I've performed within the set, is however long it takes me, especially if I'm doing, whether it be the same weight or if I'm looking to go heavier every set. I'd always like to see how long it took me to complete that set when I record, and like when I edit my videos, especially when I send them over to my coach. I always just like to give him literally me walking up to the bar, doing what I need to do, and then finishing the lift, rather than kind of just sending the whole video raw from me setting up to then walking to the bar, because I'm just kind of wasting his time. And I actually found that that was also a great way, as I mentioned before, to see how long, or rather to see the efficiency of every set. So if, let's say, you're doing 3 sets of however many reps, and you notice that every single set you're finishing within a set time on every set, then you know the level of efficiency per set was maintained, as opposed to, let's say, sorry, my window just opened in my room while I was doing this video. um as opposed to, let's just say, if every set you notice that things were feeling harder and harder and harder, right? You will notice rather, that each set would then take longer and longer. So that could also mean that, one, you might have gone too heavy, or number two, your rest periods wasn't as long as it needed to be, and vice versa. If you find that every set is slowly getting shorter and shorter, then you just do the opposite of what I was saying before. You can go a little bit heavier, or you can possibly minimize the amount of rest time, depending on, obviously, if you're still working with a weight that's going to be challenging. So for me, that was, to kind of see how well I'm doing as those sets are going on. I'd always just have a peek on my watch to see how much rest I got left. Then we finish off here with the deficit beltless conventional deadlift. And this week, or today rather, 140 definitely moved a little. It moved just as good actually, but it felt a little bit heavier than last week, which was, I wouldn't say annoying, because thankfully we didn't actually bother my last set, which I went heavier than this. And sometimes you kind of have to have that faith in yourself as well, like just because it's heavy doesn't mean that you can't go heavier. But to be fair, experience will kind of teach you that. So this was my second set of 10 at 160 kilos. Just making sure I'm pacing myself as I go down and up. Just trying to get both sides of the bar to touch the floor at the same time, so it doesn't throw me off when I'm going down and up. Just keeps the movement a lot more smoother, therefore I'm able to maintain a better brace and just be in a better position at the bottom to then stand back up and go back down. So all in all, I'm happy with how this session went. I didn't have an accessory, so I'll go and do them tomorrow and make sure to get that done. So thank you very much for watching. As always, guys, like, share, and subscribe.